You know, there's been a lot of rumors about this Pat McAfee, Vince McMahon thing that's going on, and we're just going to speculate on all those things right now. And in a few minutes, we're also going to get to the Tony Khan big announcement that's happening on Wednesday night. We're going to talk about what that big announcement could be and a couple other things real quick, but we're going to get right into this. Plus a Cody Rhodes update, some speculation on what's going on, and that kind of plays a little bit into the Tony Khan thing as well. Hope you guys hit the like button down below, subscribe, do all that stuff if you're brand new. And but if you're an OG here on the Joe Cronin Show, hit the like button and stick the thumb up my stupid ass if you can, please. Feel free to do that. So Pat McAfee's going on Vince McMahon's show. That's the first thing we heard about, that was shocking in and of itself. Hearing that Pat McAfee was going to have Vince McMahon on, I mean, that's huge. Pat McAfee I'm basically living through Pat McAfee. You see, you know, when I started my show back in the day, I thought, hey, man, what if I get hundreds of thousands of subscribers? You know, and this was after I initially started to get some. I never thought I'd get anybody. Maybe I'd get 1,000 people listening to me. You know, and what happens if I had so many millions that, like, I could somehow interact with WWE because they already interacted with me even when I had a smaller channel? Well, Pat McAfee has really gone above and beyond that, man. I mean, granted, he had a name and everything, you know, that a lot of us didn't have, but he built a crazy great show. And now he's on WWE, literally the dream that many people have. He's living it. And now he's living it even greater because he's going to have Vince McMahon on his show. And right after the news of Vince McMahon being on his show got dropped, I mean, you know, before we really had any time to breathe on the fact that, you know, Vince McMahon who doesn't do a lot of shows. He doesn't do a lot of appearances. And that's what first went through my mind, like all the people that have tried to get Vince McMahon on their shows or, you know, get a hold of him or to do a podcast. You know, there's been so much I've wanted to hear McMahon answer for, give us some backstage knowledge, things like that. And man, we're gonna get some of that on a Pat McAfee show. This is unbelievable. And before that really got a chance to set in the right way, and I could think about it properly, why they're doing this and why it's going on, why would Vince do this? Then it was immediately announced that, oh, there's rumor that they're going to be working together in a WrestleMania program together. They're going to have a wrestling match against each other. Now, I don't believe that, and I'll tell you why, or I'll tell you why I think it's a little bit different than that. I'm honestly now starting to believe. We've heard rumors that Stone Cold Steve Austin obviously was going to be at WrestleMania or be wrestling at WrestleMania. And I don't know if this falls into that category. But what I do think is there's a potential here for, let's say Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't want to wrestle, doesn't want to wrestle Kevin Owens, doesn't want to wrestle anybody, can't wrestle. I almost feel like Vince McMahon isn't going to wrestle Pat McAfee. Vince McMahon is going to have his significant other wrestle Pat McAfee, or rather, not significant other, but Austin Theory, right? Or whatever, you know, the new guy, the guy that he's been mentoring all this time. You know, can you really see Vince McMahon getting in the ring at 70-something years old to wrestle Pat McAfee? That just doesn't seem likely to me at all. I can't even believe people are entertaining that. If I see that, I mean, listen, hold me accountable, but I just don't believe it. I think Vince is going to, you know, get in the face of Pat McAfee, and at the last minute, he's going to bring out Austin Theory, or Austin Theory is going to step in for Vince McMahon type of thing to face Pat McAfee. Now, that would leave Vince McMahon in the corner of Austin Theory, and maybe Pat McAfee needs somebody in his corner, and maybe that somebody will be Stone Cold Steve Austin. So maybe it will be Stone Cold versus McMahon again at WrestleMania, but in a mentorship or manager situation. Or maybe it'll be a tag match. Maybe it'll be a tag match with Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. Where's that? Imagine that one pop of Vince tagging in and in comes Stone Cold. You know, and I don't know what he would stun him once. Something like that. So I believe this is a setup for either a mixed tag match at WrestleMania or some kind of Vince in the corner of Austin Theory, and maybe someone like Stone Cold in the corner of Pat McAfee. Now, that's really what I believe. Now, if you agree with me or disagree or whatever you think, I want to hear your comments down below. But also, guys, remember, if you guys like my channel and you like the stuff that we do here, I don't have that many sponsorships at all. I have nothing really going on. So if you want to make an impression, drop a super thanks down below. The person with the most or with the biggest super thanks, I will pin your comment to the top of this post so you get the most love. So try to drop one down below if you can and support the channel if you can, guys. So appreciate that, obviously. And, let me know what you think about this situation down below, too, and I'll try to pin that. I'll try to read all the comments. I'll try to respond to everything. But that's basically it, man. I just cut right to the chase. That's what I believe is happening. I can't believe these two are actually going to have a match. I think they're going to have a beef of some kind on the Pat McAfee show. Maybe Austin Theory will even be there to jump him then, but they may slow burn this to WrestleMania so that you think it's, McMahon versus Pat McAfee. Then next thing you know, it's Austin Theory. Then someone is in Pat McAfee's corner. I don't know. We'll see. But that's my anyway. Let's skip on because there you go. I spilled the beans already. That's my take. Now Tony Khan has a big announcement. He says a huge announcement that will make a huge impact on the wrestling world coming this Wednesday. Although he did say he didn't really have it finalized yet, and he wasn't sure he was gonna have it ready for this Wednesday. And then he said, but now he believes that the lawyers are still working on it, but he's gonna have that announcement ready for Wednesday. So Tony Khan actually doesn't know still 100% if this announcement's going to be ready, but he's announced it like he does. Tony Khan announced like, hey, this big announcement Wednesday night. But then when he gets down to the nitty-gritty of the whole thing on Busted Open and a couple other places, he's like, well, we weren't sure if we could get it done, and now they're working on it, and now we're hoping that, I'll be able to announce it Wednesday. Well, that's not what he said. So if for some reason this announcement doesn't happen, you heard it here. I mean, you heard it from Tony. He doesn't even know if he'll be ready to announce it, but he's already announced that he's announcing it, so figure that out. But now what is it? Is it that he's working with New Japan? The Forbidden Door is open? Is it that they've purchased Ring of Honor? I think it's that. I honestly believe that. I think that it might be that Ring of Honor has been purchased by AEW. And by the way, if I was buying Ring of Honor, one of the things that I would do is I might purchase Ring of Honor or purchase the library of Ring of Honor, and then maybe Ring of Honor will be a show, because that's what I would do. I'd have a pay-per-view called Ring of Honor, or maybe even mix in a couple of, I'm trying to think of, I don't know. This is how old I'm getting and delusional I'm getting. I can't remember the names of the pay-per-views for Ring of Honor. But maybe one or two of the major Ring of Honor pay-per-views could be brought into AEW. Maybe they could have a separate show called Ring of Honor, where it's like once a month Ring of Honor happens, or once every Best in the World happens every year still. So I don't know if that's it. And I also don't know if it's New Japan. Who knows? I don't know what the announcement is, but it seems like it's geared towards more of a wrestling-wide announcement, that it's going to have something to do with wrestlers being able to come here or more wrestlers coming. But really the overall announcement is that they're involved in some other kind of promotion or some kind of other franchise or situation. That's what it feels like to me. Some people think it's Cody Rhodes is buying Ring of Honor, or Cody Rhodes is taking over Ring of Honor, something like that. I don't think that's what it is. Cody Rhodes has been tweeting a lot about AEW last couple of days, prompting so many people to reach out to me to say all kinds of crazy stuff to me about, like, oh, it's a work, see? I mean, something's a work. No matter what, it's some kind of work. The idea that everybody's keeping quiet. Here's the reason why I don't think it's a work by AEW. I feel like if this was some kind of a work, that it would leak out by WWE. Like, WWE would say, we have nothing to do with this. This guy's not talking to us, really. He's not coming here. Or he's doing something weird. Like, WWE themselves would probably leak out that he's not coming here. Or something like that. Wow. I'm legit talking about that now. So I just want this guy to know that I just got a tweet 4 minutes ago. 4 minutes ago, I got this tweet. Do you still see Stone Cold versus Owens, or do you think he goes the McMahon angle with McAfee at Pat McAfee at WrestleMania? That's exactly what I'm talking about right now. Michael B., good call, man. That's exactly what I believe. Look at that. See, you guys are starting to pick up on it. So there you go. Mike Johnson said his Oscar quote was taken out of context, but regardless, we'll let you know what we've heard. Beware of the lack of context applied to some of these accounts. That's why I've encouraged linking within the tweet. I don't know what schlong ass hat is saying, or what anybody is talking about with that. I don't understand this. Unblocked. I don't get it. People are sending me clips of somebody, I don't know, what Mike Johnson's canceled or in trouble or what? What's going on? I guess the hope internally was for Asuka to return this month, but there's been nothing for her creatively. I mean, I get it. It's WrestleMania season, and there's so many women that they need to put in some kind of role somewhere. And they probably just figured at this point, okay, like, there's too many people, and to relaunch everybody now and all these, whatever, just hold her until, I'm betting we won't see Asuka till, like, Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania. That gives them something fresh, new, a return after Mania. Why get into a program now? Probably what they're thinking. So I don't think we'll see her until after Mania. Probably exactly what's going on. Finally, we are getting AEW at our arena in Detroit. So AEW is coming to Detroit. A lot of Detroit people are very happy. A lot of the drug dealers in the neighborhoods are also happy. They'll have some business. So very nice there. So yeah, Cody Rhodes, I still think that it's big possibility he's showing up the night after Mania on Raw. If that's not the case, I mean, that will be very disappointing for a lot of people because people are hyping themselves up about this stuff. And I don't blame them because wrestling has been so boring that returns or debuts or turning on somebody in real life and stuff like that has been way more interesting than most of the angles. You know, I mean, obviously I think AEW has done a much better job of all this stuff. But that being said, man, that's the news that I have. That's my video. Hope you guys leave comments down below. I want to read through all of them. And I hope you become a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. You'll get access to the Discord and everything else. If you have questions, message me directly on Patreon. Get a hold of me directly on Patreon. We're up to 220 you guys on Patreon. Man, we need some more supporters over there. And if you become a $25 producer, that would be huge, and we'll get you the accolades you deserve if you do become one. But shout out to everybody who's been a patron, and Shell is back in the $25 producer tier. Metal Mastodon, thank you for showing up, and Ghost as well. Thank you, and everybody else, I hope you re-up or up your pledges. We need all the help we can get, all the backing we can get. We're up against it. Everybody's coming after us. And if you really want to support us, drop a super thanks down below using the $ thing and support this video and these videos. I can do more of these every day. Please give me your honest feedback about everything. Hit me with it. Hit me with your wrestling news. Hit me with all that stuff. And I'll see you tonight after Monday Night Raw right here live on the Joe Cronin Show after Raw tonight. I'll see you. I'll be here watching that piss poor product.